with a little prayer, the prayer of you becoming. Just put your hands on your heart. Please understand, this is her words, please understand that in this new way forward, there is nothing to do. In this new way forward, you are as you are. And all is like forgiven, all is undone, and the capacity for you to recreate on every level of mind, body, and soul is now presented to you in permanent, like permanent fixture, permanent definition, and permanent design. You are not alone. And as you beginning to and increasingly understand that you are not alone, you will feel the presence of divine, of God, and many supportive beings of light in you and as they become you, because you are here at a fulcrum point of change. This fulcrum point of change is a portal into a completely new way of operating as a human being in a physical body. This new way is similar to what people experience when they have a near-death experience, where they are touched with an energy of realization and magnificence of a truly bigger picture. It's like taking the blinkers off the eyes and seeing life and everything about life through new eyes. But this is not something you have to do. This is just something that you will automatically feel as time goes by. And life, as your energy changes, so life, your life, and everything around you will change as a result, because like attracts like. So as your energy shifts and your perceptions alter about what is life and what is truth, everything about your life in physical human form will also alter and be remade anew. So you are all at the beginning of a new chapter of your human life experience in this physical lifetime, but also a new chapter of your soul experience, your eternal soul experience. We say that it is a new alpha to omega cycle of soul that is beginning now, a completely new revolution, which has been revolving, and expansion of what it is to be soul in human form. Malaki, je décide, balako je désire. Apoko de la kisi di shri se si se petukula kasi ne stola kada. Na loko da la kushta se se petukuda. Akata koto kushta shta kaz kudalaka. Mishtakuya. And so I come to you now because it is time, as we walk into the new and as you begin to prepare to walk into the new year ahead. There is much change out there in your world. But please understand and please feel that as the changes occur within you, you won't feel these changes. You will just view them from another perspective, from your inner self perspective of divine light. Ako de la kistisi, the better de la katakisto sisi. Alabata katakala kudota kushto costa katasa. Albata kodisi, the bataka, matishtka. So take a deep breath. And as you just sit in your own authentic soul stillness, I'll tell you my story with Mary. And it goes back to 2012 when I went to La Sainte-Baume in Provence, which means the Sainted Cave. And this is where Mary Magdalene is said to have lived for 30 years after she went to France. And it was a beautiful early morning, and it was July, so it was high summer. And as I walked up the 150 steps, walked through the forest, which is a sacred forest, up the mountain, and finally there's 150 steps up to the cave chapel, the grotto where Mary is said to have lived. And of course there's a chapel there now, a church, really, a little church high on the mountain. I felt the energy of Mary shining down around me and upon me. And she said to me at the time, come back. And she told me to come back in February 2013, and I will speak to you on the mountain. So I went back into February 13, and I'd had a lot of change in my life. You know, my marriage had ended. I didn't know where to be anymore, and I didn't know what I was meant to do, and everything in my life had really fallen away. So I arrived at La Sainte Baume, and there's a Dominican monastery at the foot of the mountain. It's called the Hostelry, and it's run by Dominican monks. And I stayed there. I booked in to stay there for 3 weeks, actually. And every day I would walk on the mountain in the snow because it was winter then, of course, and there was
Mm.
snow on the ground. And then I would sit in the Café La Terrasse, which was next door to the monastery, drinking cafe au lait by the fire. And Mary, and Mary
Sounds
would come
lovely, actually.
in my little French croissant and my cafe au lait, and I would sit there pretty much alone because nobody was visiting at that time of the year. It was only me, really, and a few, very few others. So I would sit there, and Mary would come to me telepathically. I would see her, and she would speak to me in my mind, and she dictated to me a set of teachings that she called transcripts. And honestly, Darius, I think this is what
Mm.
I actually originally began to speak on Your Wealth Revolution about, the
Yes.
transcript of Mary Magdalene. And that
Yes.
was, I think, 2013. So there were three sets of teachings, and those teachings are all about integrating love. It's about balancing love within you, you see, balancing divine wisdom, balancing kindness within us, which is about kindness to ourselves first, loving strength from that base of being authentic and true to ourselves, actually taking the authentic right actions for our lives. And then just loving beingness, which was about being that love, you see. So fast forward to now, about September this year, Mary came quite strongly to me again. And I know that she's come to many people. Many people right now are talking about Mary Magdalene. So she must be very busy here talking about a new way forward. And so she came back to me and she said, I want you to create a new set of teachings called A New Way Forward because it's time and it's really important now. And this is what I did. I didn't know actually what these set of teachings was all about. But we're all being asked to have faith and to trust. And that's one of the teachings that I'm going to talk about later. But
Mm.
I booked to go to the recording studio in Auckland, and I flew there and I stood in front of the microphone and I said, okay, what do you want to teach now? And I recorded a set of 8 teachings. But I think the thing that I've really learned most from Mary is that she had a pretty challenging time. It wasn't
Yes.
all, wasn't it was quite hard for her. You know, she lost her love, Yeshua, Jesus. She was forced to leave Palestine and to go with the other Marys, Mary Salome and Mary Jacobi, it is said in Provençal tradition that they arrived at the town of Saints Marie de la Mer in the Languedoc. And she must have felt really sad, lost, and alone. She said to me at the time when I was in Provence in 2013, your heart is to be broken into love. And I thought, gosh,
Mm.
it has, hasn't it? Because my marriage has ended and I haven't a clue where to be or where to live or what to do, really. You know,
Mm.
spiritual work was my anchor point, but in my personal
Yes.
life, I had honestly no idea of the next step or where to go with the next steps. And really, that was one reason I'd come to anchor myself with Mary in La Sainte Baume. But what actually happened there in 2013 is that on the 9th day of my time there, after I'd actually received the first set of teachings called the fundamental aspects of love, there was this very stormy night, and I was staying in the monastery, and the shutters of the windows were banging, and the rain was raining, and the wind was blowing, and I felt absolutely that I had to get up at 2 a.m. I've never
Mm.
done this and
Mm.
record a set of transmissions called the 150 Steps of La Sainte Baume, which is like being taken up by the angels. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because we're all being taken up by the angels.
Mm.
At that time, this is what A New Way Forward with Mary is all about. allowing the beauty of God and all the beings of light of the spiritual hierarchy to just take us up and be with us and nurture us. But back then, on that night, I didn't know that at that exact time that I was recording this recording, the 150 steps, 150 energy transmissions, it took me about an hour and a quarter. My own father had had a major heart attack in New Zealand and he was on life support.
Oh,
And
okay.
he died 3 days later. I immediately left Provence, which is why I only stayed there 9 days instead of 3 weeks. Um, but I feel that that was divinely what I was meant to do to help him um, through
Mm,
his passage, through his passing passage, to rise up and be taken up by the angels, because my father was not really spiritually inclined. He didn't really believe in God, and somehow I think even though I was there, I was with him, so, through
yes.
this process. So today, Mary's talking to us about this new way forward, which is different, as I said just before we began today, than the entrainment, imprinting of vibration that probably I've been bringing forward for 20 years. This is this is pure light. It's pure God's love imprinting us in a different way. As I said, washing. It's like washing us clean, washing the debris away,
Mm,
washing the pain and the sadness away. Um, and this is what Mary really wants to bring forward in the energy work she wants to do with everybody today, Darius, as well, is
fantastic. Mhm.
wash away what holds us back and limits us in life, because these are only perceptions. What we think, and I just want to explain about consciousness.
Yes,
Con-
please.
Consciousness is our thoughts, our feelings, our sensations, everything that we feel makes us in this lifetime. That's our consciousness. But of course, we have karmic trauma experiences affecting our thoughts, our feelings, our perceptions about life. We have the conditioning of this life, what's happened to us in this life, affecting us. Um, we are energy beings. So all those energy frequencies held within our Akashic records, but also vibrating in the roots and facets of the chakras through the energy fields, they directly create what we think and feel. You've
Mm,
probably experienced this at times if you've had a strong karmic reaction to something, and
yes.
you've probably felt completely unlike yourself. And other people may have said to you, "What's wrong with you? Like, there's nothing you've really happened to you. Why are you so upset, sad, etc., etc."
Yes.
But when these trapped emotions, because they are their energy, become in motion, which is when they're triggered. And we're getting so triggered now. There's so much around us that's triggering us. Emotion rises up. Our emotion affects our thoughts. Thoughts affect our emotions, a bit like, what is the cart? Is the cart before the horse, or is the horse before the cart? And then we react. Now, we tend to think a lot of the time that these thoughts and feelings and even pain and discomfort in the body, we think that this is a physical dis-ease issue, or this is a something that's happening to us now, or someone has done something to us or said something to us, and we react in this way. But what Mary wants us truly to understand is this is none of it. None of this is right. All we are doing is responding like a bit of a robot or a puppet to old energies that have limited us from the time probably that we began to have traumatic experiences either on Earth or in some other star system somewhere. And now all of this is part of Earth, and human ascension is being washed clean, which is so exciting and so incredibly wonderful. And for us also to realize that we are not and have never really been who we think we are.
Yes.
And going back again to people that have had near-death experiences, they get a completely, because of their experience when they pass and what happens to them and how they feel, they gain a completely altered perspective about their lives, And when they if they don't die and they actually come back into the body from having left it, then usually they completely transform their lives. And usually they want to tell people about the truth of the reality on the other side, and that this is the illusion here on this earth, and we are living out different patterns of illusion. So what Mary is really coming to tell us about in A New Way Forward is that we are not who we think we are, that these patterns of illusion are only outmoded energy that are held within our being, and it is time to let them go.
Yes.
So I would like, Darius, if you are okay, to work with one pattern that Mary's telling me about now to
Okay.
help us let this go. Because we came into this lifetime, at the beginning of this lifetime, with a soul's destiny plan. Our
Mm.
soul knew what this human self wanted to achieve in this lifetime. Now, some of us, most of us really at times, have gone off track. This time, these next 7 years, it's important that we get on track. We don't have time to waste. We have to become the authentic soul that we're really meant to be, and to be from the state of authenticity in everything that we are and everything that we do. So it requires coming to a state of complete stillness within. It requires letting go of the fragmented energy that is usually in people's minds, in people's consciousness. You may have experienced this almost like racing of mind, racing of
Yes.
heart, racing of body, where you sort of almost can't pull it back. You want to lie in a dark room for 3 days because your body, your mind is like frenetic all the time.
I'll
So
ask everyone, have y'all felt that? Just kind of like the racing thoughts. It feels like your energy is going out of control. Let us know down below if you have. We're just curious. Yes, me, this is exactly what I've been feeling. A lot of people writing in, yes, yes, several times, endlessly, says Kathy. So yeah, Judy, this is going to be very important. Yes, 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 says Heidi. Yes, says Donna. Absolutely. Yes, the monkey mind, says Elaine. So yes, absolutely. Uh, Judy, it sounds like this definitely is something that so many people would love to receive today. So yeah, just about 99% of people saying yes, absolutely. Dark Night of the Soul with rocking Kundalini energy, says Jean. So absolutely.
see, we're all going through this. Me too.
Yeah. Me
It's
too. Yeah.
me too. Like we all are, because we're human. Not only are we
Yeah.
fielding the increasing electromagnetic energy streaming to Earth and the solar flares and
Yes.
the ascension energies, we are also being reamed out with outmoded belief at the same time. So it's not surprising that most of us have been feeling pretty crummy, really, and not feeling that good at this moment, because these few months, really from August, September, all the way through to probably March, it's
Okay.
an incredible time of preparation and getting ready for the new wave of energy that will be coming from March 2026 and beyond. So I
Mm.
feel that this is the hardest part. This is, as someone said there, the dark night of the soul, the darkness before the dawn. It is not an easy time. So
Mm.
let's do, let's work with Mary. She says, experience this energy and see how you feel. Now, and you can just put your hands palm up or you can cross them over your heart, but just be. This is an example of the energy that is within the New Way Forward with Mary transmissions that I was recorded in Auckland. This is an example of this type of energy, which is divine love from divine mind, washing the body with divine grace. Miki alako jisi zabalokodadishti. Lako kakili kasa zizi zibizlokodalaki. Akataka tikawisya kalakasa. Akataka tikisi zabadakadasa. Ike kakakakikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikikekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekkekekekekekekekekekekekkekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekke. Lekasika sabatakulisa, takalabadikadisa, alabadikadikadisa, tabatakalakalakalisa, kushti, the seed, the seed, the seed, the seed, the seed, the seed. Amalakata la koshoshi te sekata batakadakashisa, alabadakadikadvadestage, the kasa, alabadakadakadikisa, kadakadakadikadisa, makatikisi, the barakalatukasa. Lakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakashi, zatakatakatakati, akatakatakatakatakatakatakatakashi, that's all the lakoda. Akatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakati, akatakatakatakatakatakatakati, 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 okalakatakatakatakatakatakatakati, zakatakatakati, akatakatakatakatakati, akakekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekekeke. And now do put your hands on your heart chakra and just say to yourself, I am love. I am love. I am divine love. All is well. I am peace. I am beauty. I am love. I am light. Makalija de sila balakuja de salabalakoya. Ako kiki katabadakati. Ako kiki satabadaki. Ako zaki satabadakati. Ako nakatakatakatakatakataka sure asan badakadi. Ako takatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakataka ki. Akakakakaka. 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 Mati, 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 matia. Which means you are loved, you are blessed, and so it is. You are loved, you are blessed, and so it is. Amen.
Man, wow. I could just feel this energy rushing over me. It felt very much for me like things were being washed, things were being released, let go of. I am very curious to hear what people felt. If you want to share with us at the little chat box, let us know what you felt. And I felt something different about this, Judy. Is it part of the reason that Mary Magdalene came to Earth? I'm very curious as to her role versus Yeshua's role as a light bringer. What was her role in that important time? And as people are sharing, we're going to also share what they experienced, but it's a little bit of my curiosity. I wanted to ask.
So this is what I feel, and also what I'm being told right now. So Mary was born in a town called Magdala. She
Mm,
was Mary of Magdala, and she was quite wealthy, apparently. Um, she, I do not feel she was a prostitute at all. She probably liked a good life and was probably quite blown away by Yeshua and his teachings. But I also feel that her soul destiny plan was to absolutely be with Yeshua and to stand beside him as his primary disciple, teaching the way. And of course, Jesus, Yeshua, spoke about love.
mm,
And Mary, Mary really had to experience love in its many forms. And when she went to France, it was pretty tough for her living in a cave. The early Christians were persecuted. It wasn't an easy thing
yes.
to at all. So she must have been in fear. And on that mountainside, there were angels that nurtured her and
Mm,
after her. And three of those angels have come through three of those archangels, rather, have come through in this New Way Forward set of transmissions that I recorded. And
mm,
they are the Archangel Jophiel, the Archangel Uriel, and the Archangel Chamuel. And they are all to do with illuminating, nurturing, clearing patterns or imprints that are not of God's light. So they really helped her to be all that she was meant to be and to walk forward in her teachings in southern France, which she, of course, did, um, and then passed. And her bones, her relics, were interred in the ground in the town which is now La Sainte Baume. No, sorry, delete that. In the town which is now Saint Maximum de la Baume. Fast forward a few hundred centuries, and her relics were her body was dug up and buried deep in the ground because the Saracen invaders were invading Provence at the time. This is about the 8th century. And so the legend was always there that Mary's body was there, buried somewhere, and the legend of her teaching of the way of love, um, was passed down through oral tradition, family to family in Provence. And in the uh, 14th century, in the 1300s, a nephew of the King of France heard the story and he felt compelled to search for Mary's body.
Okay.
And they found it. And this is why they erected the beautiful chapel, the Basilica of La Sainte Baume or Saint Baume, which is in the town of Saint Maximum in Provence. And Mary's sarcophagus is placed in the crypt there today, along with others, which are said to be early disciples.
Wow.
And you can go down the steps under the church and be there with Mary's relics. It is the most incredible
Oh my
experience,
gosh.
the most
Uh,
incredible.
As you're speaking, I feel like I'm there, and I don't know if there's anyone else. I want to share some of the comments, but between the activation and what you're sharing, it feels like I am there just receiving this. And I'm so struck by the fact that Mary had to go from love, true love, into fear, living in those caves, avoiding persecution, the love of her life crucified, and then come back into love. And I'm struck by the parallel that a lot of us might be going through some sort of change, some sort of upheaval. And now we are trying to find the way back to peace and love. And we're going to talk more about how to do that with Mary's help and energy and so much of this frequency that's coming forward. I want to share some of the things happening during the activation. Kelly said, my body shook quite aggressively. That could definitely be releasing Kelly. Janet said, I felt a lot of emotion, tears. Yes, that definitely is coming up for a lot of us. It felt like deep peace for me, says Haya. A huge, lovely rose opened, expanded, Raylene said, Judy, which is just amazing. Peace washed through me, says Marianne. It feels like I receive a blessing, says Lydia. Yes, that is amazing. Micheline said, such relief, pure peace. Rushes of energy all over the body. I feel very light and pure. Amygdala, says Michelle. Sounds like something is opening there. Martine, I felt hugged, bathing in love and peace. She had me tell her what was troubling me, says Sarah. And I ended up crying for a bit, but then Mary sent a wave of peace over me. Right now, I feel quite serene. It feels very much like she has this amazing ability to somehow help us bring peace into what formerly felt like chaos.
She absolutely does. And
Yeah.
which is why her teachings of a new way forward are so important now. And you asked earlier, Darius, about
Yes.
her role now vis-a-vis her role then. Like I feel Yeshua has a role now from the other side. Mary's soul has a role now from the other side. And it's a new role. And
Mm.
it's to do with helping all of us rise up and expand into a new way.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes.
We she's saying to me now, she's saying to all of us now, you're not any different from me. Like, trust yourself, trust the soul that you are, this beautiful, timeless soul that's had countless, hundreds, thousands of lifetimes. The only reason we feel a bit limited is that we've forgotten who we really are on a soul level, and we've identified with all these um, many miserable lifetimes
Yes.
of trauma and pain. But her story of going to Provence 2000 years ago and rising above, the pain and the loss is very inspiring to us because she did it. And this is what the transcripts of Mary Magdalene, this set of teachings that were brought through uh, in 2013, are really all about, because they're about um, it's the activation of loving wisdom within us, like being really authentic, really going into what our soul, our higher self is telling us. The activation of the loving kindness, which is about being kind to ourselves, like
Yes.
giving ourselves the cuddle blanket and not being so hard on ourselves, and understanding that it is very, very difficult to be living a life on earth, especially at this time.
Yes.
And everybody out there wants something from us. Everywhere you look, someone wants something, some bureaucratic admin letter comes. There's so much that we're being asked to go through. Wouldn't it be lovely if we could just set that aside, still do those things, but do them from loving strength and the pure beingness of joy, where those situations that come up every day in one's life don't affect us anymore. That's
Yes.
Mary's new way forward. Mary's new way forward is to give us the strength and resilience of just pure being love, being joy, um, being totally unreactive to any of the stuff that comes in our
Mm.
lives.
And
That's the
I absolutely am in love with that. And I want to hear if you have a question for Judy today or for maybe Mary. We are going to hopefully take some callers today if we can, but send in your questions. I want to hear that. Judy, one of the things that I get the sense is that something is also going to change in our body a little bit. Holding this peace, holding this love in our field and throughout ourselves from Mary must have effects on the energy moving through us, the activation of our true essence. What do you see, or what have you seen happen with these energies in just kind of our consciousness and our physicality?
yes. Well, what I am told is as our heart and our entire cellular structure opens into divine love,
Mm.
the very cells or fabric of the body is being remade anew with divine light. We are being illuminated. We are shining with a new light. This is both consciousness change, but it's also physical. And our physical cellular structure is altering. And we're at the beginning stage of this. Well, we've been going through it a bit for the last probably 6 to 8 years, but we're at a new platform of beginning, and which makes the consciousness changes of Mary Magdalene's New Way Forward very important, because they act as a foundation for the cellular fabric change of the flesh and blood body, which will come forward quite strongly in the years ahead. In those that are ready, because you can't create regeneration on a trauma base. You can't create regeneration when there's energy distortion in the cells of the body, because it's like building the Leaning Tower of Pisa and it won't work. So this is why divine love and being imprinted with divine love is helpful to this whole process of ascension, regeneration, physical
Oh,
upgrade.
yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Oh my gosh, absolutely. I am so excited about that. I want to get perhaps some questions, Judy, if we can. Would it be okay to take a live caller or two?
Please do.
Okay, fantastic. Rosemary, you have been just catching my eye, your name, so I feel Spirit wants us to open a door with you that will be beneficial for everyone. So as you are watching or listening in live or on the replay, we are going to all get to experience something that comes through Rosemary. And Rosemary, you're unmuted. Thank you for that. How can we help you? What is your question today for Judy?
Thank you for calling on me. I'm really surprised. And Judy, I've have several of your programs. I just love it. I love you. And I guess with Mary Magdalene, I know she had um I guess 12 women group when she was back
Sure.
spreading the love and the way, etc. So my question is, have I or maybe anybody on this call been a part of that?
Yes. I feel that you were. I feel that you've got a lot of divine, sacred, feminine wisdom, and not just lifetime with Mary. I feel that you were part of an entourage that helped her and um, maybe walked with her at times. I do. But it's not the only time. And I feel that your purpose in this lifetime, Rosemary, and it's lovely to see you.
She
Your
has
purpose,
Mary in her name as well, so
your
and the
purpose,
rose, so that's something.
no mistakes. Like my second name is Mary as well. So I feel that you are just going into a new time for yourself where the energies of Mary will come direct to you, just like they have to me today. And
Wow.
you maybe feel compelled to talk about your times with Mary because there's information that you might uncover or will uncover, I feel, from your own past life recollections, Rosemary, that are also helpful for people today. That's what I feel.
Mm. Thank you. Thank
Oh
you.
my goodness. How exciting. This is so beautiful. Wow. We're gonna go to another caller and I love it, Rosemary. Let me go to Sarah. Sarah Delouya. Sarah, sending you an unmute request. You certainly can turn on your camera if you'd like. But Sarah, what is your question today for Judy? What is maybe a challenge or something you'd like help with?
Hi, I'm trying to turn on my camera. Oh, here it is. Hi.
Sarah?
Hi, Sarah. I got you
Hi.
pinned
It's
here.
me. Judy, hi Darius. Hi Judy.
Hi.
I'm just so surprised. Judy, my son, I have a son with special needs, and the other day he was talking light language, copying you, and it
Wow.
was really very special because he can get very, very angry. And I used to put the light language on, and he would start laughing. And now the other day he started speaking light language. I don't think it was authentic, but anyway, um, I wanted to ask a question. Oh, I can't see Judy. Um,
Sure.
I You were talking about learning to not take things so personally and to detach from life and things in life, and I find it very, very difficult to do that with my son.
Mhm.
He's very, very difficult and can get very, very angry. And I've been in this situation for many years. I was wondering if you had any insight. And I try so hard to be present, to be loving, to find compassion. And sometimes I don't know how to detach because I have like PTSD.
Yes. I'm
Darius,
sorry.
I can't see Judy. I don't know.
All right. I'm here. I'm
Oh,
here.
hi,
Sarah,
Judy.
I'm just listening to you. It's okay. Um, two things. Can you give me the first name of your son?
Yes, and
That's
he's right here listening, which is
oh,
unusual. His name is Yochai.
yo hi, hi, yo hi. You don't have to come on the camera, but I just want you to know that everything that's happening to you is really normal and it's normal for a beautiful star being like you, and you're being opened up to new insights and new types of awarenesses. And the the new way forward with Mary Magdalene would really be supportive for both of you because for
Mhm.
you, Sarah, it's challenging because you're mum and you love your son very much.
Yes, I do.
And for you, Johan,
Mm.
it's you're flung down on the earth. I don't think you've had many lifetimes on the earth at all. and you're having to navigate these energies, but you're really a star being. And I feel that you have a lot of Arcturian energy. And I just do some energy work with you right now. This is
Oh,
Arcturian, and it's just
Oh,
settling down your energy fields. And it will work with everybody who's listening, but it's about settling down the nervous system, because the Arcturians are very good at working with the emotional body and the nervous system.
Wow.
O katika ste a loko dastu. Matete koda leko o ala kodiste la dida. Mokota da kada kita da kodu a lakada da. Mokota da tota ta tota ta to tokata. Akota ta to kota tata. Akota ta to kota tata. Okota kata tata 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 tata. Okata tata 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 tata. Okota ta kotesto. La betaka deka tuk ti stata betaka lak tuk deka ti. Kata 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 stata betaki. Atu betaka tuk 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 kata 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 si dia cause la casa betaka tu stalo kota. Just take a deep breath, everybody. And
Wow.
this is really an example, you see, of we are not who we think we are. And one of the ways out of the dark night of the soul is to truly realize this. Like, no matter what we might feel or experience, shove it away and say, this is not me. I am a beautiful soul of divine light. Because the more we think that we are sick or we've got this issue or whatever, the more it magnifies and the worse we feel. So
Yeah.
just get to you, Sarah, and Johan. Just Johan, you don't have to speak, but Sarah, tell us how, Johan, how you both are.
How you feeling, Yochai?
Yochai, sorry.
That's okay. He just put a thumbs up.
Oh,
I'm very emotional. I'm very grateful that you're even speaking to me, because I listen to your stuff all the time, and I think I don't know what to say. I'm just so grateful. Um, it's just very hard, and I really do what you're saying, and I don't want to take up everybody's time, but I do. I try to surrender. I try to realize and to zoom out and realize that this is just the matrix, and then I'm a pure soul and he's a pure soul, but it's difficult. It's really difficult when you have an angry person around you all the time, and I see his struggles, and I know he's a very special soul, so it's not. Yeah.
So I'm just going to say to Johan, and I don't know you and I haven't seen you and I don't need to, but you need to get out in nature, and you need to walk, and you need to get
He
into
doesn't
your
want to go out. That's the thing. He's a
own.
routine.
Well, it's just, it doesn't mean go out to the mall or anything. It means go out into the, anchor yourself on the earth. I know it's winter time.
Right.
Anchor yourself on the earth and feel into that magnificent soul and why your soul has come to this planet. I suggest that you learn to meditate, listen to the transmissions, allow the energy to wash over you and through you. You don't have to do anything. But the anger that you feel is really not directed to mum or anything else except your own inner anger of not feeling that you're on the right track
Yeah.
out to everybody. So you have to not direct it in to yourself. It's not about turning the anger inwards. It's about being with what is. And this is one of the major things that A New Way Forward with Mary, the energy transmissions,
yeah.
are about, because the very first part is about the three surrenders. Mary is bringing through energies to help us to surrender to not knowing, to be able to let go and let God. Because when we're tight and clenched, it's almost like the plug in the drain. No, the water can't flow, which is like the energy. And she says, when we can surrender to not knowing, like she was forced to, she didn't know
Yes.
where her life was and what she was going to do and where she was going to live and how life would be for her. There she was, a young woman. I think she was probably in her early 20s,
Wow.
suddenly in France. And But she says that when we surrender to not knowing the way forward, miracles can come in then. It almost like opens the doorway to miracles and magic to enter our lives because we're not so clenched up and worrying about it all the time.
Mhm.
And the second surrender to what is graceful acceptance of what is happening in our life. You know, my own little story about this is that I had and I'll tell you and be authentic. I had an MRI recently, and it was found that one of the two of the arteries in my head were a bit blocked. You see, so it's not because of plaque or anything like that, but it's something that I've probably always lived with. So then you can go down the rabbit hole and you think, oh well, what do I do now? And am I going to have a stroke and blah blah blah? No, I went through that for about a week, and then I thought, no, I surrender to what is. I am fine. And the last 2 nights, I've been actually doing energy work to repair the cell walls of these arteries. And I feel a huge difference. The dizziness that I was feeling is completely gone. So
I've been having a lot of dizziness.
a lot, it's part of ascension as
Yeah.
well. So
Yeah.
it is, you know, the energies coming into the earth are making us feel dizzy and off kilter and just plain not right. But I just want you all to know that when we surrender to what is and gracefully accept it, we allow the healing energy of divine love to flow through our body. When we're clenched and anxious, we block it, you see? So we have to let go and let God. And the third surrender, which is particularly appropriate to your son, Sarah, is to surrender to the potency, the powerfulness that is, of the love that you are. Allow yourself to be potently powerful and loving. You are love. We all are love. Love is our divine birthright. So let's just bring some energy through of divine love here. Your hands on your heart chakra.
And everyone can do this, by the way. It's a great way to feel these energies.
Miki alako judicide, balako judicide. Aka kikatabatka sabatikusi. Leptuk sabatikatabatiki, alakatikazerlakodi. Akatakatakakushtu, atabatikasi. Adabatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakisi. Akatakatabadisakisi. Akatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakatakat And just breathe. And just say to yourself, I am that I am. I am divine love. I am this timeless soul who is here for a reason in this life. Like we all are. We are like Mary. We've come to this strange new land of life on earth as we go into the next few years. It's a bit strange, not like we've known it in the past. And we just have to surrender and let go and let God know that we are in the perfect place and know that we are surrounded by many beings of light who are there to help us. We just have to ask. You know, it was Yeshua, Jesus said, ask and ye shall receive. Now, when we're feeling a bit anxious and stressed, we actually don't ask. That's the thing.
I'm asking the whole day.
You're asking the whole day.
Thank you. Thank you, Sarah. You look more
Thank
calm.
Yeah.
you
What,
both of you
Mary says,
so much.
what
So
Mary
much
says,
love. What?
what Mary says about asking is
Hmm.
ask with the absolute certainty and knowing that you have already received. So she says,
Yes.
ask with that certainty that you have already received, rather than please, please,
Yes.
gracefully accept my highest good. I know that all is well. So we have to become masters of our own reality. She's
Yes.
teaching us mastery, really, which
Beautiful.
is not easy to grasp when we've had probably hundreds, if not thousands, of lifetimes being buffeted around by karmic circumstance. it's a big shift, just like
Yes.
she
Yes.
had a big shift when she went to Gallica, Gaul, Provence.
Mm.
We're going through a similar process, and which is why she has come to us at this time to help us walk our new way forward.
Thank you,
Right.
Sarah. Thank you
Thank you
so much.
both. So much
Sarah,
love. Thank you
Much
both.
love.
thank
Yeah,
you.
she looks a lot more calm, and we cannot ask in fear or holding fear energy, because that in and of itself is the sense of not receiving, of the wish not fulfilled. And Judy, you mentioned that you had done some energy work because of what you had seen. They had told you, and you were feeling dizzy. And I'm wondering how you are able to be standing up now for the last hour and 20 minutes. I do not think I could do that. I probably would have fallen over my desk about 20 times. So you are amazing. I've got to say that. Everyone, I don't know if you realize, Judy is standing up absolutely incredible, because we're all sitting relaxed and Judy is actively working here. I want to get to one last question, and then I do want to talk a little bit about some of these different things that are coming forward with the Mary Magdalene work. So if you have a question for Judy, I'm going to do one more. She's limitless, says Janice. Yes. What do y'all think of Judy? We just all love her so much, and I want to hear from all of you. Yes, she is standing up. She's just incredible. She's amazing. I agree. Absolutely. So one question that came in. Let me see here. A lot of people sending love here, Judy. They're kind of blowing up the line. One person is asking about something that I've seen a lot of, and maybe this is a way we can actually help them, is through the Mary Magdalene work, the nervous systems. Mary Magdalene had to deal with a lot of discordancy, disruption, had to deal with her life being threatened, and yet find peace and love. A lot of people have been writing in about their nervous system off, which is throwing the bodies off and creating maybe some things in the body that they do not want. What does she say about our nervous systems in this time, and what we can do about that energetically?
Yes. I mean, I feel everybody's nervous system has been off. Me too. I woke up at 1 a.m. and I thought, oh, why am I awake at 1 a.m.? I don't want to be awake at 1 a.m. So I got up, tea, was awake for 2 hours and then went back to sleep last night. But boy, it's not easy, is it? Um, well, we have recordings in the Ascension Library, but we're not really talking about those today. But I want to do some energy work to help with the nervous system. Because you see, it also affects, well, if we go back to the chakras, we have the 7 chakras of our third dimensional human body, but we also have upper chakras, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, above our head. Now, these chakras, in probably everybody who's listening today, are either fully open or partially open, because we're receiving energy now through these chakras, as well as through the feeder lines of light that come into the acupuncture points all over the body. But particularly relating to the chakras, each of the chakras is associated with an endocrine gland. And it's the endocrine glands all over the body. Their function is to pump hormones out into the body, which helps the body's metabolism to function and be normal and function properly. It helps our physical body functioning. So, of course, what happens when there's blasts of energy coming in is that the chakras wobble a bit, they open wider, the endocrine gland associated with them is sort of stop start, not functioning as well. And so our metabolism falls back and is not as efficient physically as we would like it to be. I feel that this is more ascension related
Mm.
energy symptomology of what's actually happening now. As so many, we've got the comet, we've got energy, strong energies coming into the planet. It's wobbling us. So, what can we do about it? Well, we can get out in nature and ground ourselves, because certainly groundedness, stillness, being in peace, even just lying down in a darkened room for a little bit is helpful. In the transmissions that I've created, A New Way Forward, there are three, which is there is sitting in stillness, being a light. There's I am that I am, which is helping us to be really still. And there's restoring harmony and balance, which works with the physical body and the mind. So what I've done in the past 2 weeks, because I was in New York and then I came back, and it's an 18-hour flight back to New Zealand. So I was jet lagged
Mm,
as well as getting downloaded with energy, and I
mhm.
was exhausted. So I listened to Restoring Harmony and Balance. And the thing with these recordings, and they're all quite short, you can loop them like back to back to back to back to back. Um, I usually listen 3 times or 9 times, you see, and that gives a stronger overlay of the energy. But it really helped me listening to Restoring Harmony and Balance. And then the nervous system can function a bit better. I also drink, like what I've got here is, you can see it's a blue glass, but it's actually got chlorophyll in that water, because liquid chlorophyll helps transport light to the cells. So it helps us physically to go through these changes with big solar flares and energy streaming to the planet. Um,
Amazing. We you just answered a question the moment she asked it, so I love it. This was about different things that she could drink and consume. I want to show people the new way forward with Mary Magdalene and Judy Satori, because a lot of people have been kind of asking, and then maybe we could save that activation for just a little bit. But I want to show people what the new way forward is about and what is in it. Um, I just placed a link in the chat. It is all new from Judy Satori. It is at uwealthrevolution.com/Judy, Judy 30, for our season 30 of UWealth Revolution, 15 years. We have been sharing incredible work of Judy and so many dear folks. And this is a new way forward with Mary Magdalene. And Judy, if I could, I'm going to read some of the tracks. You definitely do not have to read the screen, but I wanted to share some of the tracks that were in here and what was included in this all new program. And one of the things you just mentioned was the three surrenders. I'm sorry, the three surrenders. So we just talked about that. Anything else you want to share about the three surrenders?
I feel that the 3 surrenders, even though they're really simple and it sounds like it's just talking and a little bit of energy, they are so incredibly powerful. Um, Part of this program is a long recording, which is like a long meditation, which has 1 to 8, all of the 8 recordings in one meditation that you can listen to. Or you can drill down with any of these particular recordings, like I just discussed. So, for example, if you're really scared about life, the 3 surrenders, going deep into that, listening 3 times, 9 times. I once listened 81 times to something for a
Wow.
fear, to clear core fear. This is years ago, because I was useless at public speaking and I didn't like it. So the 3 surrenders, surrendering to not knowing so that miracles can actually come into your life. It
Yes.
surrender to what is, which is gracefully accepting whatever is going on. Remember, there's a reason and a season for everything. We don't die when we leave this body. We continue on, and whatever is going on in your life, gracefully accept it, and then the healing can begin. You see,
That's right. That's
surrender
right.
surrender to the potency of the love that you are. Like, I am love. Like, just be that special soul perspective, part of self. Not, I'm worried about what this person says, or this bill, or this or this that. Because when we get into worry and fear,
Mm.
um, it's just we get into panic. So if you were worried, you could just listen to the surrender track, the 3 surrenders, and go deep into that for at least 3 days, where you're repeating, and then you should start to feel better. Now, on that new foundation, Then you can listen to restoring harmony and balance, which is what's coming next, you
What's
see.
coming next? I love that because a lot of people, myself included, oh, I want harmony, I want balance, but I'm still holding on to fears at some level. And like you said, we're trying to add harmony or balance on top of a fear, it's just not a true foundation. So when people move now into restoring harmony and balance, tell us about that. I know you were going to move into that, so sorry for interrupting.
So this was what helped me after I flew back from New York on my 18-hour flight. Restoring harmony and balance. I just lie on the bed. I usually wear headphones because I feel that it makes the energy louder, stronger. You don't have to, but I do. And then I just listen and I just push it, repeat, 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 repeat. And then I usually feel really good after it. Um, really. Uh, this is not just working with the body, it's working with the body and the mind. So it's consciousness and physical body. And of course, they're intertwined because physical body and mind are completely connected. So it works on multi levels, really. And
Yes.
it also helps our soul. Uh, it helps us connect to the destiny plan of our soul as well.
Yeah, and we just had a question come in, Judy, from someone about whether it's too late to connect to that destiny plan. And I think you've answered that it's never too late. So this would be one of those tracks to remove the energetic distortion and the patterns that keep our body and mind from alignment. And that is where we actually can truly know ourselves without distortion. I also want to make note there is a live event that we're going to be talking about in item one on this page, uwealthrevolution.com/Judy 30. This is a new way forward with Judy Satori. And Judy, I think are going to be doing a little bit of an activation at the close of the call. So I'd invite everyone to stay to the end. But this is some all new amazing work from Judy. And just an FYI to put on your calendar, if you decide to go deeper into this program, Sunday, February 8th, 2026, there is a special line masterclass. Get deeper answers and deepen your practice, a rare live opportunity. Judy, for people that love to see you live like this, anything you want to share about this special class? And then we're going to keep going through some more of this amazing set of transmissions from Mary and much more, and also an activation as we close out the call. But anything you want to say about this live event coming up in February, which is actually when you were in Mary Magdalene's area. So that is kind of interesting. About the same time, probably, right? Wasn't that in February of 2013?
Yes, so this would be
Oh my gosh.
uh, 13 years later, wouldn't it? Yeah, interesting. The number 13,
Oh my God.
metaphysically, in numerology, is to do with awakening. So I feel
Oh,
that class is going to be a reawakening. So what I want everybody to do, you see, is listen to the program, the individual tracks, which are really short, the 40-minute long track, because that's going to get us ready for this next leap with Mary, you see, because it's not just going over, it won't be just going over what we've already done. I'm actually introducing new material into the delivery site because this is being hosted by me in my office,
mm,
and we have a delivery page, like a delivery site where you can access to get the information. It's not that you'll get a whole lot of MP3s, you won't. You'll actually get access to a special delivery page. And this is because I can then go on the page and I can answer your questions in the next
I love
few.
it. Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
so you're going to go to support, you see, through this. It's not just firing off some energy transmissions, then you're
Oh
left.
my gosh.
So that's why I really wanted to do this 90-minute group pour, because I'm going to be putting new gifts into this from Mary into this delivery page at the time, which are going to help you to really take off, like blast off. So we've got to get ready.
Wow.
This is
Wow. I mean, this is a very special event for 2026. So, a lot here. So, anything you want to share just about the event? And I mean, this is a master class. What is a master class on Mary Magdalene? What does that entail, Judy? Because that is coming up and it's included in this program if you want to check it out.
Well, I think masterclass is just a pretty word, but what it's what it's really going to be, and I just want to say that if you live in New Zealand or Australia, it's actually Monday, not Sunday.
Okay.
Um, Sunday if you live in United States or in Europe. Everybody who purchases this program will also get the replay. So if you're working or you can't join live, don't be concerned about that because you will get the replay and you will get access to the new gifts from Mary that are going to be put into the delivery page. But I never know too much in advance what it's all about, except I was asked to create this new and special gift that needs to go in at that time on that day, and I'm just asking Mary now what you want to be doing. Then it's going to accelerate your process. It's going to accelerate you, particularly in terms of your soul's destiny plan, what you're here to do in this life, because the old limitations will be taken away, and there's several recordings in the New Way Forward that work with clearing limitation. There's Trust Yourself, which is about magnetizing your good. There's Going Beyond Limits, which is working
Mm.
with archangels, Jophiel, Uriel, and Chamuel. And they are washing you with divine light to help all of us to go beyond who we have might understood ourselves to be. We have perceptions, but it's like we're horses with blinkers on. We don't really see the bigger picture of our soul. This is taking the blinkers off. But
Mm.
when we have the masterclass in February, we are taking, not only have you had the blinkers taken off, but we're going to be seeing life through new eyes from that day forth. So it's an important portal entry into the new, to take advantage of energies that are going to be coming through to the planet in March. You're going to be ready.
Oh.
You're going to be poised and ready.
And I just thought about this. You were there in 2013. 13 plus 13 is 26, which makes it, to me, very special and unique, a real interesting experience. And people and all of us will be in the 2026 energies. So, yeah, that is incredible. It's at youwealthrevolution.com/Judy30. I want to talk about going beyond limits, item 6, because a lot of people here have been asking about kind of moving into a new time or whether they should pursue their purpose or what they can do to move beyond maybe a certain level of vitality in their life. What does Mary say about limits? And also, it sounds like you're working here with the archangels to clear past lives. So, any message from Mary about the past lives and kind of how that might affect the human template and what came through in this special track, this special item?
So we don't fully realize as people that we are limited in our thoughts and perceptions of who we are by what has happened in our past. We may not remember, we probably don't remember, some of us do, our past lives. But
Mm.
what is happening to us is that we are being now asked to move beyond those illusions of who we think we are and step into our authentic truth. Like I told that little story of having the MRI and seeing that the carotid arteries were a bit blocked. For about a week, I agitated about that. And then I thought, no, I don't accept this about myself. So just listening to that, going beyond limits and working with the archangels Jophiel and Uriel and Chamuel really significantly helped me to realize, hey, you're a healer. You work with God and divine mind. Can't you just do it? You know, we're being asked to step forward and do things that we have never done before.
Mm.
And so there's the three recordings there: Trust Yourself, Going Beyond Limits, Changing Perceptions of Self, which is Arcturians, actually,
Mm.
and Activating Soul Wisdom. This is a trinity of,
Mm.
yeah, working with beings from Alpha Centauri. Activating Soul Wisdom, you understand how these four recordings, these four energy transmissions, are in a four-step sequence. We have to get the harmony and balance right first, And then we work with trusting ourselves, going beyond limits, changing perceptions of self, and activating soul wisdom. These four really stand alone. So you could work with just these four once you feel good and you've restored harmony and balance by really washing your consciousness with
Yes.
trust, going beyond limits, changing your perceptions. I changed my perceptions about my blocked artery and thinking, no, I don't accept that. I'm really healthy, I'm really strong, and this is see, our physical body structure is capable of changing. We
Yes.
might not realize that. It's not stuck in concrete. We are vibrating energy beings. Our cellular structure responds to the energy vibrations of what it is that I'm speaking here with Mary and with all the source energy that I transmit. So if we are responding at that level, surely we can work with our physical structure and change that physical structure, because we know that in 7 years, every one of the cells of our body is remade anew anyway. So we do not need to think in the negative about ourselves anymore.
Yes. Yes, I love this. There is so much more to cover, and I know we're getting close to time. I I do want to share a few more things here. This is at U Wealth Revolution through our secure site. You're going to get to a very special page with all the information where Judy is going to be connecting with you and also maybe depositing some surprises. And it is a new way forward with Mary Magdalene. And if the future feels more uncertain than ever, a new way forward has been revealed. This is channeled wisdom from Mary Magdalene and, of course, Judy to activate the rapid ascension shifts for 2026 to 2033. And, in the last track that we were talking about, I am fascinated that Mary Magdalene has been transmitting with these different beings, star beings from Alpha Centauri. I find that to be just amazing. I can't wait to dig into that. That is going to be off the charts. I want to share a couple more because each one of these is so unique and it is here. And then we are going to maybe, I believe, close out with a very special mini activation and something for everyone here who stayed to the end. I want to talk a little bit that was going beyond limits. I want to also talk about changing perceptions of self. Here, this is an upgrade to actually change how we see ourselves so that we can align to some of these new energies. I feel like these energies, Judy, are almost accelerating us to sometimes see the things that have been holding us back. And if we don't change how we see ourselves, those can really make us feel very judgmental about ourselves and maybe even heavier when in reality, I think we can actually get a lot lighter during this time. What would you say about changing the perceptions of self and why that's important?
I agree. It's very important to change our perceptions of self, but we don't have to do it with, like, I am strong, healthy. It's not about doing affirmations like we had in the past, because this energy is just listening. The energy washing through you will, of its own accord, change the way we think and feel. It's easy. Mary and all the beings of light want us to understand that this is a new time ahead. It's a time of being.
Hmm.
And all these energy transmissions of a new way forward are about helping us to be, just to automatically be and think in a new way. I shared this recording with a few friends to test out, and they are all telling me that they feel different, that they feel lighter, freer, easier.
Mm.
Life out there might not have changed a great deal, but the thing is, it does over time, because as we vibrate differently and we're not putting out that heavy wall of angst and worry, we
Yes.
automatically receive that light, beautiful vibration of love and grace to us in life. And synchronicities happen, serendipity, life shifts automatically. It's nothing we have to do except listen and let the energy wash through us, really. It's that easy.
I love that. And activating soul wisdom is another track. I'm going to move through these. Stillness, sitting in stillness, being the light. I love these images too. I got to give love to Michelle, our designer. I see, Mary Magdalene through all these images, and Mary is in all of us in some way, right? That energy embodiment can come through us and is coming through us, Judy. Uh, I am really excited to ask you about two other pieces in here. The Journey to a Mente, which is a bonus number 3. Tell us a little bit about a Mente and why this might be important now, why you wanted to include this in the program. The Journey to a Mente, it's bonus number 3. It is an audio, but it feels very potent for where we are now.
Yes, it is. When I made these original all the bonus recordings, the 4 of them, and the expiring bonus, which is 150 steps of Lao Saint Bomb, the recording that I made in the middle of the night when my father was dying, all of them are from the fundamental aspects of love, the transcripts of Mary
Mm,
Magdalene, the original teaching in 2013. And I included these because if you don't know this fundamental teaching, it's a good place to start actually before you work with the way, which is opening you up to something new. So the fundamental aspects of love is a recording which instills loving wisdom, loving kindness, loving strength, and loving beingness, which is being joyful from a place of peace. This is like foundation, good foundation. Um,
mm,
the journey to a mentee, then I'll just tell you quickly, there's the way meditations, which are Mary's meditations, which also underpin. But the journey to a mentee that you're talking about has Thoth as our guide, and a mentee is this place within the inner earth. Thoth used to go
yes.
there, and he used to lie within the flower of life. Thoth is the Egyptian moon god of mystery and magic. It's Thoth that taught Isis the words of power to resurrect the body of her deceased husband Osiris so that they could have the Horus child. So this journey to a mentee with Thoth as our guide is actually taking us into the authentic place of our own soul. We
Mm,
actually in our astral body go to a mentee, go through certain processes. When I first was taken to a mentee in meditation, and I stood before the 7 lords of a mentee because they are like the wisdom keepers of the inner earth. And I opened my mouth to say, "My name is Judy." And out of my mouth, completely unknown to me, came the words, "My name is Yaisha, child of light." And I got to understand that Yaisha, child of light, is my authentic soul energy.
mm,
Judy's this lifetime. In past life, 100,000 years ago, I was a Syrian woman called Isayenya. But in the beginning, when I was a child of light, which was when Earth was vibrating as fifth dimensional Tara, and the children of light came to this planet, they
mm.
were more consciousness. They had physicality, but it was mainly consciousness, beings of high light, and they had a different energy vibration. So when you go in meditation to a mentee, you will start to realize more of the authentic truth of your soul.
Oh, wow. And that is in here, everyone's.
Yes,
Oh my
yes.
gosh, I'm vibrating and got chills all over thinking about this. My gosh.
Yeah. You it's interesting about a mentee because when
Yeah.
we connect to a mentee, this is the place of the regeneration energy coming up from the earth.
Mm.
Uh, it's a place that when we connect to, we are receiving energies that regenerate us and heal us. So going to a mentee in this meditation and putting your own words into what you want to receive will directly influence what you get. It's like we have to speak. Ask and you shall receive. So when you are taken to a mentee, see it, everybody, as an authentic time travel piece.
Oh,
Astral
wow.
body is going on. Your
Wow.
physical body might be lying on the bed, but your astral self is going on an incredible journey. The Journey to a Mentee.
My gosh. Okay. I absolutely am going to listen to that immediately. There is so much here. We jumped over the way meditations. That's an hour and 10 minutes, an hour and 5 minutes, the fundamental aspects of love, and there is so much more. Going beyond the journey is another bonus, number 4. It's all here. I know y'all can look at it and watch it and be a part of it. I want to make note it would be a $761 price tag value. We've got a discount from Judy's team of just 133, one payment only. You get it immediately. It's 83% off, and this is all new from Judy Satori. And we've been talking about the 150 steps of La Saint Baume, and it is here on this page between now and Sunday at midnight. Anything you want to share? I am so blessed and honored that you've been here with us, Judy, for over an hour and now almost 50 minutes. Standing, holding the field, being with us, and maybe we close out with a final activation if anything needs to come through. But the 150 steps of La Saint Baume, you included anything else you want to share about that or anything else? Please have the floor.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on, Darius, today.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And thank you to everybody who's been listening. And I just want to say that there's also a printable PDF on
Oh, yeah.
the delivery page of this program when you access it, when you get the access link. You can print this PDF out because it explains about all the recordings like I've discussed them. It also gives you understanding of how to use it. But there's no right or wrong way. You can listen to anything that appeals to your heart. I suggest if you haven't done any work with Mary Magdalene, you listen to the bonus recordings first for a week or two so that you get familiar with it. Do the Journey to a Mentee. It's like dip into it a bit like a box of chocolates. And when you're ready to really work on this, listen to each of the single recordings once or 3 times or 9 times, or how many times you want, depending on what you need from that recording. Just look at the benefits of each recording. And then to maintain and to expand, listen to the long track, which is about 40 minutes and covers everything. So every time you're listening to that everything track, you're going to expand, 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 expand on all of these 8 points. You see?
Mm. Incredible. Incredible. And the 150 steps of La Saint Baume audio, how should people listen to that? That is like taking the journey with you that you took in those days. Anything you want to share about that? I don't know why I'm so excited about all of it, but that just may be the cake, but then the journey to a mente and the way forward, there's so much to plug into.
Well, thank you, Darius. So what you could do, this is the 150 steps of La Saint Baume is the angels taking you up.
Oh,
So this is good to play to anybody.
okay.
Um, I mean, all the recordings you can let other friends and family listen to, of course, but the 150 steps of La Saint Baume is what um, I recorded when my own father was passing away, when he was dying. So it has very potent energy from the angels. It's soothing and calming and just pure love, really. So this is
Mm,
something to listen to maybe before you even start all the other recordings.
okay.
Um, just whenever you choose. It's about being with the light, being with the
Mm,
light, and understanding that this lifetime and this body is the illusion. The truth is the truth of the light in heaven, other realms, really.
yeah. Unbelievable, but totally believable because we've been feeling it today. So I watched my language there. It's on the page we mentioned. Judy, as people are here, we have so many people all over the world gathered. Is there any final
Yes.
activation or message of love or anything that wants to come forward? And then we're going to send everybody off to anchor this all over the world, as so many of you are such powerful beings of light. Judy, anything else that wants to come forward today?
It's a message of divine love from divine mind.
Mm,
And it's because it's a message, it's not really in English, it's an energy message, but it's to lift you up It's to inspire you. It's to transform you. It's to help you, all of us, be the light that we authentically are, now and forever. Amen. Miki alaki shukoji di sisia. Amaka kaketa kasapati should start better go like us. Akotakashi za de seed, balakota risa la koji di seed, balakada la kote. Ako kaki kasi la stars the bedaka. Ako kaki katabedakita. Ako kaki tabedakita. Ako the kushtu kaki katabedaka. And Mary is being joined here by Yeshua, and they're Yeshua and Mary, and they have much love for all of us. Amen.
Feels like a beautiful umbrella of love just almost covering us, right? Creating this space where we're all, I don't want to say insulated from the world, but there's just a very palpable, rich feeling of love and a very different energy that we created today. I want to hear from all of you. What are you feeling? What are you experiencing? And it doesn't have to end. Obviously, we all carry this with us. This is our memory. This is what we come from. And if you want to go deeper to support Judy and the show and just this work around the world, she's created something really amazing. It's at uwealthrevolution.com/Judy30. It's called Mary Magdalene, A New Way Forward. These are all new activation tracks, and they are more than 10 of them, plus 4 bonuses and an expiring bonus, 150 steps of La Saint Baume. Plus, there is a live call that is going to be happening in February of 2026, according to my notes, Sunday, February 8th. And Judy, we're going to make sure that the New Zealand time is there as well, because for the New Zealand folks, I believe that's going to be a different day. Is that correct?
That is Monday, and
Monday.
I think off the top of my head it is 8 a.m. on that Monday morning.
What a way to start the day. I love that.
It'll be on the delivery page for this program, and we'll also be sending reminder email out. A reminder.
Oh my gosh. Amazing, Judy. Thank you for doing this and just honoring our show and our platform with this opportunity. I don't take it for granted that you come here to share what you're doing. It's a gift for us, and we appreciate you so much. As much as we did 13, 14 years ago, we have a long history, and you're just as amazing and vibrant and wonderful and even more powerful than ever. So I just thank you so much for being in my life for all these years and being on our show. It's a gift.
Thank you so much, Darius. And it's so special to me as well. I've really loved every moment, and I honor all of you. Thank you for the wonderful light beings that you are and the work that you all do. Just holding the light wherever you are. Be blessed.
Be blessed, everyone. We love you. We appreciate you. And if any of you want to send love to Judy, send it in. And I'm going to just throw some names out of appreciation to Lynn, to Sabia, to Denise, to Martine, to Manchu, to Annie, to Colleen, to Sarah, to David, to Doris, to Belle, to Sally, to Don, to everyone here. So many folks all over the world. We love you. We honor you. You are an amazing gift. You are part of the equation for a new earth. You are not discounted. You are not broken. You are not forgotten. You have an amazing power in you, an amazing alignment power, amazing DNA that is part of this divine tapestry, part of the earth's heartbeat. So please don't ever lose hope and go back, re-listen, re-plug in. We're going to post the replay. And if you want to go deeper, check out what Judy is doing. It's at uwealthrevolution.com/Judy30. It is Mary Magdalene, A New Way Forward. These are all new. And if your future feels uncertain, this is going to be an alignment back to love, peace, harmony that is your birthright, especially for these times. Mary went through it, and she is bringing this to all of us through Judy, and I'm going to be going through it as well. Check it out. It is all here. And Judy, once again, thank you so much for sharing this with our show, community, and the world here at You Wealth Revolution.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Darius. And thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. It's hard to leave all of you. I just want to say thank you. My heart goes to you, and I am just grateful that you're here. Check out what Judy is doing, and we send you big love and honor and light. You're a gift, and I just hold space that the most light and love find you today. You are truly miraculous. Much love. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, everyone. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.